Hallo, guten Tag. Welcome to this tutorial on the 150 words task in German. This is for the higher writing paper. We are going to have a look at the approach to the 150 words task, and I'm going to talk you through a planning process, and then I'm going to give an example of a model answer for you to follow. Please feel free to pause the video at any point to make notes. There will be some useful phrases that come up which you may want to write down. Okay, so just to begin, a reminder of how the 150 words task is marked. So to start off with, you are marked for content. This is out of 15, and as you can see, to get the top marks there, your response needs to be excellent, fully relevant and detailed, conveying a lot of information, and the communication needs to be clear with little or no ambiguity. So everything that you're saying is clearly communicated. And the all-important opinions. Not only do we have opinions, but they are expressed and justified. So you're giving reasons for your opinions there as well. Moving down, you can see that all the way through, even down to a grade 1 to 3 for content, there is an opinion. So your opinions really are important at this stage, and you must show variety in those opinions. The second part that you are marked for is the range of your language. So this is basically the variety. So we're looking at a very good variety of appropriate vocabulary and structures. So that's using different forms of verbs and different combinations of verbs and tenses. Complex sentences are handled with confidence for this top mark here, and we've got a fluent piece of coherent writing. The style and register are appropriate, so you're using du if it is informal and sie if it is formal, for example, if appropriate. Again, the complex structures come up in the 7 to 9 bracket for range, so we should be seeing at least some attempt at the complex structures there. In the 4 to 6 bracket, you do have longer sentences that are attempted and linking words, so those all important connectives all the way through for range of language. For accuracy, then, the final part that you are marked on, the accuracy is marked out of 5, and in this top bracket, to get full marks for accuracy, you will notice that it does say there may be a few errors. So it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, and I would encourage you to try those complex structures even if you are not 100% sure you're going to get them right, because as you can see, if there are errors in the complex structures, you can still get that top mark for accuracy. The accuracy really relies on your verbs and tenses, so let's make sure that we are including all 3 time frames and showing off a variety of tenses in our German. Okay, so that's how we're marked. In terms of an approach for the 150 words task, I would always suggest that you plan your task, and the process that we work with at the moment is do your worst. So the concept being that if we cover all of these letters, we do our worst, then we have planned out a really good answer to a 150 words task. So if we start then with a W, we want to be including the 5 W's, so who, what, where, why and when, and that will help you to give variety in your accounts, especially if you are giving a past tense anecdote. That will help you to expand that. Your O is for opinions, and those opinions should have detail to them as well. As I've previously mentioned, the justification is important, but it may be that it's also a further development. Maybe you want to give a positive opinion with a seesaw phrase, followed by that negative opinion after it. The R stands for reference to another person. So that should be a third person. It can be plural, so it could be my friends think that. But this should include a verb. So not just saying I go to the cinema with my friends, but my friends think that the cinema is great, for example. The S then stands for sequences. These help us to order our stories, so we can use things like first of all, next, afterwards, finally, to give variety to our accounts. So this helps us to introduce more different verbs as well as expanding our writing. And finally, the T is for time frames, being sure that we include all 3 time frames. Be aware as well that time frames references past, present and future. There are tenses within those time frames, so you may wish to refer to the future tense using the present, for example. That is still a time frame. So if you say, morgen gehe ich einkaufen, tomorrow I'm going shopping, that is still a time frame, a different time frame, even though you have used the present tense to reference a future event. Okay, so that is our approach for planning.